Hey there, it's Casey Kerr from FindYourRoar.com, and I am talking to you today from my backyard, and I want to share a lesson with you that I have learned over the last couple weeks, and that I have heard echoed from a few of the people in my mastermind groups, and also a few clients. So whenever you see something happening in more than one place with more than one person, you know that there is a theme and that it's definitely worth sharing. It's a lesson that the universe is just, begging for you to learn. So, you know that I came back from vacation a couple weeks ago, and I had a really great time. Went up there with my husband Johnny, with my brother Chris, and my sister-in-law Jenny, and we had an awesome time. We brought Wolfie with us, our little French bulldog, and it was a lot of fun. It really was, and we didn't do anything strenuous. But when I got home, I realized that I was still really just as wound up and uptight as I was the day that we left. And that's just no way to be. I don't want to be like that. It didn't feel good. I mean, there were times where I was like rubbing my belly, like my core, right around my solar plexus, as if the muscles were tight, and it was really just because I was so uptight, so wound tightly. So I tapped into my guides right before the vacation was over, like Saturday night or Sunday morning, and this time they didn't even talk to me. They just showed me a word in big black bold letters. It said relax. So I took that at face value. I had gotten a couple of books to read on vacation and barely cracked the first one, never mind the second one. So I took it, and I sat in the sun and I read on Sunday, and I could feel myself unwinding and just starting to relax, and it felt really good. So I continued that. On Monday, I started back to work, and I was really excited with some more things to work on, some new ideas, some things that I wanted to finish up from before vacation, and I was dying to get back to that book. And the weather was so nice out, and it wasn't super, super hot or muggy. So I took a lunch break, and I grabbed my book, and I went out back and sat in the sun. And I did that a couple of times on Monday, and I really started to feel so good. So I decided that I was going to work that into my, my schedule from now on, at least for the rest of the summer, to take advantage of this weather. And so I did it on Tuesday, and I did it on Wednesday. And a funny thing happened when I did it. I was more productive. The stuff that I was working on, I did way more quickly, much more effortlessly. The content was better. It was more creative with less effort, and it was more fun. It just was so much easier, and I got more done just by taking more breaks. And then even stranger than that, I got an invitation to actually present at an event in the end of September that I'm thrilled about. It was, seemed to come out of almost nowhere, and it wasn't on my radar at all. And but it's an awesome opportunity that I'm really excited about. So I had this in the back of my mind, and as I talked to a few of the people in my mastermind group, I was hearing, some themes, and the theme was, what is the story here? I'm working harder than I've ever worked. I'm implementing more really good stuff than I've ever done before. I have so much more to offer. Why are the results less than they have been? And these are all people who are in the same coaching program that I'm in. And we're all learning all of this great stuff, and we're all implementing all this new content and copy, and, have so much more to share, and are creating so many more products and programs. And you've been hearing that from me for the last few months. But some of us have experienced less stellar results that didn't seem to match our effort, and nobody could figure out why. And the people who had already been through the program and who were further ahead of us said, oh, everybody experiences that, that's the way it goes. And I started to realize with this experiment that I was having, that the problem that we were facing, and that you might be facing, is that we were all doing, and we weren't taking the time to be. When you're taking all sorts of action from a place that is not totally solid, steady, grounded, your vibration, your actions are a little bit frenetic. So imagine that it's like, your actions and all the things that you're doing are like this ball, and it's floating around out there. And even if it's, following a very specific pattern and it's not crazy all over the place, it's very deliberate. Let's say, though, that ball is meant to be attracting more, more business, more energy, more everything in your direction. Where's it going to go? If the ball is continuing to move, no matter how deliberate it's moving, there isn't a place to draw things back to. That's what the whole being piece of it is all about. So I imagined it as like, my beingness is like a stake in the ground, right? And that all of my actions, all of the work that I'm doing, and all of, these new things that I'm creating are like a ball that's attached to this stake by, say, a rope. So that when that ball is out there, moving deliberately, representing the actions that I'm taking, and it's drawing energy in, drawing people into it, they have a place to come because that ball is attached to this stake in the ground, my beingness. So, I've had some information from clients that I talked to this week who were having opposite ends of the spectrum of that experience. And for me, it just really crystallizes the whole thing. I have one client who has been struggling, and she pushes herself and forces herself and has this really full schedule, but she's always doing. And she's been struggling like mad. She's making less money, she's seeing fewer clients, and she's more stressed out. And so, together we're working toward helping her to release the beliefs that are preventing her from being able to let go and surrender, much like I've been doing with my coach. And then I have this other client who had been like that, and she made a promise to herself that this summer she would almost take it off. She's still working, but she's finding way more time to relax and rest and find ways to incorporate fun and joy and silliness into her day. Taking a meeting with her accountability partner and doing that over ice cream instead of in the office, or meeting her marketing person for lunch and talking about it over lunch instead of over the phone or in the office. And despite the fact that she's worked less and she's actually losing her business partner, who's been phasing out, so the demands have been even higher. She's had 2 of the highest grossing months this summer that she's ever had in her business. And it's while she's been doing less and taking more time to just be. So I hold that up for you, and I want to leave you with a final thought, that the secret formula to getting exactly what you want is to be, then do, then you'll have it. So be, do, have. So my assignment to you this week is really easy. It's to take a look at where in your business you're not having the results that you would like. And then it's to look at your own feelings within your business and find those places. Allow yourself during those times when you want to go take a break and have an ice cream, or go for a walk, or sit in the sun, or call a friend, or whatever. Take those few moments to do that and just really allow yourself to do it and enjoy it. Because when you come back to work, it's like you're sharpening the sword, or the axe. I forget the parable, but the idea is that it's sharper now, so it takes less effort for you to accomplish what you want to accomplish. So I look forward to talking to you and sharing some more good stuff next time. And until then, big hugs and a big roar. Casey Kerr out.